Show you the view. I think this is one of the reasons why I get up at 5 and 6 o'clock every day of my entire life, was because this is the view I would see at 5 or 6 o'clock every day of the first half of my life, or the first is the sun coming up, and in the wintertime it comes up right there, right in the middle of the picture. And just so you don't get an idea that that area with the water is normally, you don't see water there. You see grass, a swamp. God damn it. Well, there you go, minute 10. God damn it. For those of you that are waiting, you should start betting. I bet he's going to say God damn it on the first 5 minutes. You can be making all sorts of money, and I promise I won't screw it up for you, because you know I'm going to say it at some point. Don't you? Now, I don't know what I look like, but I bet it's going to be pretty bad when I look at it on YouTube. I'm just guessing. So I've done a lot of drawing since I've been here, and I have not, look at the roses, by the way, that they made for Gay Pride here. These are actual roses that they somehow used genetic modification or food coloring or something to turn into those rainbow colors. My brother said something funny yesterday. We're going to go up to our lake home, and we have a guest visiting, and I'm supposed to clean. The guest is going to be staying in the room that I used to have, but because I don't come here very often, the room is now a guest room. But anyway, we still refer to it as my room. Anyway, Todd said, you have to make sure your room is clean. Pretend you're a gay man. A boatload of people laughed at that, but because, of course, they know that I'm not stereotypical in that way. I am not neat and tidy. As you can tell by looking at me, looking at my clothes. I don't know. Even if you look at my sex life, you wouldn't think I was gay, because I don't have one. Back to our drawing. So I'm drawing on this really nice paper, which is slightly textured cardstock that was being thrown out at a school where my brother is a handyman, and he said, well, I know who wants that. They weren't throwing it out, they were recycling it, but I'm going to make them slightly dirty before they're recycled. So this idea with and of course, one thing about this house that is in common with the house I live in Boston, the tree house. My tree house is darkness is the theme. My mother would always say, why is this house so dark? And I said, Mother, the lampshades that you have are all black. If you put white lampshades on them, it would be, oh, I don't like white I want them black. Okay, Mom, there you go. You do the math. So anyway, the sailboats, I was trying to sort of reduce them to fun angular shapes, so they still were sailboats, but not, in the clip art sense, not like that. Boring. I mean, that's a lot better than clip art. but I was trying to sort of put them through the lens of a I've never really taken drugs, so I can't say the lens of someone on acid or LSD or something. Through the lens of a cubist or a minimalist, or how would Franz Marc, I sort of drew horses that were very Franz Marc-y in Italian futuristic-y. How would they draw the same sailboats I was seeing? Here I'm drawing rat lines as if these boats have those things. So it was interesting. They have, on a sailboat, some of these sailboats have spinnakers, and there's big balloony things coming out, and the sail is here. And I always found spinnakers really unattractive. I know that they have pretty colors and things like that, but they just don't seem right to me. They seem an abomination. And one of the things that I really don't like about them is the jib, which they have to take down to hoist this thing, is usually, because this is put up immediately and taken down immediately, and the jib goes up immediately. They don't, wrap up the jib and fold it away and put it away nice and neatly. It's all sort of crumpled up in this sort of train wreck of a shape down here, and sometimes it drags into the water, which doesn't seem to be the optimal way to sail quickly. I know, well, that's a mistake, but often it gets in the water as this is being put up. The sailboats are run by humans, not by octopuses. So there's only two hands, and usually one of them is being used to try to keep you on the boat. So you're sort of at a disadvantage, so you can't tidy this up or hold this while you're hoisting that. Oh, God. I used to love sailing. I still do. I used to love captaining and skippering, and I've turned into a ballast, somewhere in between ballast and entertainment. Oh, Kitty. This is my dad's cat. I know, she's so fat. How fat is she? You can't get her in one, I have to stand on the other side of the room to get her in the picture. Now, Coco, that's the cat's name, Coco Chanel. Coco made me lose my train of thought. But as you know, my trains of thought are never express trains. They're meandering trains that often get derailed or are stopped at slow cow crossings while the cow herd updates his cell phone mailing list while his cows wander aimlessly or don't while the train waits. That's what I'm like. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm just doodling and making a lot of racket, and you have better things to do. I don't, but you do. I've got coffee to drink.